techniques and stuff, which wasn't actually brought up in that session as we went along in that sense. So that's basically what I wanted to say about the training. But
And
overall,
what was your takeaway? What is your biggest takeaway?
I find that many of the things that were discussed there is things that we're doing here in our sessions. There were certain things and certain points that were new, but generally it's similar to what we're doing in our sessions on a Tuesday here. So there was a lot that I could pick up from what we're doing in our sessions on the training on a Tuesday.
So, I mean, let's stay with it for a while. So, what rejection is one of the things that you have a sales challenge with. What are some of the others?
That's the main thing. It's partly why, I don't go on a rampant to advertise. I'm quite good at advertising. I have different strategies and different ways or methods, if I can put it that way, that I can. But I just have that fear of, people are not gonna like what I'm selling, or they're going to, just reject what I'm trying to sell. And that kind of affects me in a negative way to do marketing or canvassing in a certain way. Plus, on top of that, I'm a perfectionist. So I build something and then I look at it and then I go back and then I go back again. And then eventually I just leave doing whatever I need to do for myself, because I'm afraid that how it will be perceived is not according to what, I want it to look like. And then the rest of the people might feel the same, or they might have a bad opinion about, what I'm putting out as such. So that's
And
part of,
why do you think you feel like that?
I don't know. I really can't say. I don't know why I have that feeling of fear of that sort of thing. I don't know.
So
It's like
tell me a little bit more about the rejection that triggers you. What type of rejection triggers you?
someone's not interested, or in a sense that I did something that doesn't conform to what people want or like. I feel that whatever I put out needs to be the best of what it should be. And if people don't like it, then it puts me back a bit.
And I think that you actually feel it in your chest. We've got rejection is very interesting. It comes in various forms, and I think it's good that we talk about it, because as a business, your job is selling. As a business owner, your job is to sell. So when you've got that fear of rejection, and it is a fear, we need to figure out what it's about, because what we've got to remember is we spoke about the sales process as a disqualification process. Now, the problem is most of the time, especially young businesses, we're in this state of mind that we need every business and we can't afford to give every business away. And then we also feel that, when people say no to us, they are rejecting us. And therefore, there is something wrong with us. And we must understand that is a mindset that we've got. It's a mindset to say, well, do I have enough trust in myself? If I had to write down my positive affirmations about myself, or if I write the negative ones about ourselves, it is what we believe is always true. If we believe that we are being rejected, then it's true. Now, the problem is rejection stops you from building a relationship with a client. And that's one thing we spoke about a lot yesterday, or sorry, on Wednesday, is sales is about building a relationship. You know, so if you don't ask Michelle to marry you on the second date, and then you're all upset when you get rejected, because that is rejection. Secondly, we need to understand it is not where we are, it is where they are. So they do not require your services, or you did not ask the right questions to understand their need so that you can offer the right solution. So I want to share a slide with you, and the slide is extremely important. I just want to share my screen. Come on. Here we go. So fear is something that we all have to deal with, and it's very, very important. Fear is there. Fear is going to give us problems. But what is fear? And I think this is very, very important, that fear is false. And you've seen this slide before. Fear is a false expectation that appears real. This is your mind going out to say, is it perfect? Is it 100%? Why are they saying no? And the reality is, Michael, there's someone at the gate. Fear is very, very real, the way we feel it. So when we have a look at false expectation appearing real, it is extremely, extremely important to understand that in my book, it's a false emotion. It feels real, but it is actually a false emotion. Just give me a minute. It's a false emotion. Now, you think about every time there's been a rejection, every time there's been a fear, has it ever been as bad? No. And the problem is, as long as you have fear that is a false emotion appearing real, you're going to have your conversion, all of that is going to be a problem. So you need to understand that. And that's why we call the sales process a disqualification process, whereby we allow the prospect or the lead to disqualify themselves, and also allows us to disqualify them. So take me through your process at the moment in terms of, let's say you get a referral or you get a lead. What is your process?
Like I've always had the idea to warm up to the customer, or let the customer warm up to me. So we do freebies in a sense, like let's
Okay,
do
but
an
I want to
assessment and
stop
just
you there. I want to stop you there, because you say you say you like things to be precise. You like things to be 100%. So when a person puts up their hand and says, yes, I want to talk to you, what is the first step?
in terms of what?
Yeah. What is the
Approaching that
first step?
person.
What is the first step? So I said, Wesley, hi Wesley, John referred me to you. We're looking for an IT guy. Great. What? And I send you an email, or how do they normally get to you?
So with referrals, it's normally I interact and ask them for a meeting.
So when you interact, what do you mean?
Send them a WhatsApp, send them a message, or give them a call, depending
So
on what
I
they
give you
prefer.
a referral and I give you the person's name.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your next step? What do you do?
Pick up the phone and call them. I call them and
All
say, hi,
right.
Peter
Okay.
referred me. I believe you're looking for some IT services. Is there perhaps a chance that we could meet and we can explore what you need done or what I can do for you, and then we take it from there. And then based on the meeting request, we either meet in person or we go out, or we have like a online thing like this, and then we determine from there what they need.
So in that first phone call, do you tell them a little bit about yourself, what your business does? Do you have a script?
Not
Do you have a script that you use? Do you have a script that says, phoning you, this is who I am. Do you mind telling me a little bit more about your business and what are the things that you can start in the first phone call to identify some of the pain points? And is that documented? So very, we need to understand that, we need to document the sales process. So first
yeah,
step is I give them a call. What am I selling? I'm selling the right to have a meeting. But it's no use
okay,
having a meeting with a guy if he hasn't got a problem. Why the hell would you want to meet with him and waste 2 hours of your time?
yeah,
So hi Simon. John gave me your number. I'm so and so from this company. Said I should reach out to you. I believe you may have some IT challenges I can deal with. Would you mind telling me a little bit about these IT challenges? Then you don't sell. You say, definitely, I can help you with that. Definitely, I can help you with that. Definitely. You don't give solutions. Definitely, I can help you with that. So we've got to remember the process. I'm going to share another slide. So I'm going to be jumping around a bit today because I need to find the slides. So they're not all. So we're jumping around a bit, but and you know what? That's fine. So. And Michelle, I want you to take note of everything that's going on here. So I just want to find another slide. And this slide we discussed actually yesterday on Wednesday. I don't know why I keep saying yesterday. So let me just find that slide. All right, here we go. I just want to share my screen again. Okay, here we go. All right, now you'll remember this slide. The old type of selling versus a new type of selling. All right, so you've got to look at the new type of selling, building the relationship, establishing trust, 40%. The old style was the timeshare sales acts, and we're not going to delve into that because Michelle will also cover that when she attends the next sales. But if you have a look, here's a step: build the relationship, establish trust, 40%. This is not just one phone call or one meeting. Identify the need, offer the solution, close the sale. It's very little effort. So the question I've got to ask you is this process from building the relationship, identifying the need, and making the offer, have you actually sat down and built that strategy to say, what are my 6 steps or 7 steps before I make a close? I need to build a relationship and establish trust. Now, it might be that a lot of your fear is around you winging it. You don't have a clearly documented process that says when they put up your hand, what happens? Because even now, you're saying, all right, we've offered a lot of solutions. Great. We've done a lot of quotes. We've offered. What happens after that? Are you then becoming, and I just want to look, are you becoming someone like the order taker where you wait for someone to ask to buy? You are definitely not the product pusher. I do not believe you are the overseller. But what do you need to be? You need to be the problem solver. And until you solve and show that you can solve the problem, you will not make the sale. Very important, because we have a look at the next step of selling. Remember, 80% of the buying decision is based on emotion. Now, what are you doing to build that emotion? So when we go back to the slide, not just that I'm jumping on it, we go back to the slide. Yeah, 40, 50, 60, 70%, even up to 80, 90%, which is the first three steps or first three areas that you're building, and each area may have multiple steps. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% is about building the trust. And I think that is extremely important to understand. You're building the emotion, you're talking to the emotion. So when you say you are a very logical person, you like everything to be 100%, my question to you is, do you have a documented sales process? And we've spoken about this before to say, well, what are the 6 steps or 7 steps? First one is pick up the phone. Great. Do you have a script? I mean, I have a script. So, I mean, if I have a script, you should have a script. The script with 5 or 6 questions on it that say things like, you know, this is who I am. Tell me a little about you. Remember, that phone call is all about them, not about you. And you've got 6 questions, which you're only going to ask 3 of those questions. But the reason you got 6 questions is because they might have challenges that you solve. So what are the challenges? So I don't like to do marketing because I'm scared of rejection. So how's that going to show up? Because I have a false emotion. Because when I am rejected, I perceive it as they are rejecting me rather than they are not ready to buy. So one of the things we have to understand is they are not ready to buy today. They may be ready in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now. So what are you doing with those people who have actually said to you, look, not right now? What are you doing to keep in touch and in contact with them? And I think that's extremely important to understand. And I just wanted to see something. If we just want to end this here because I'm not going to see. I just want to see if any other slide here is, and I think this comes down to very much the point of just looking at what not really. So it's very, very important to understand that you need to build that process. And I just want to look for something else to see.
Where's it?
I just want to see if we have action coaches sales process that I can share with you. Might be in another one. Performance marketing. I will need to find it. This one you see, event. All right, I'll find it and I'll send it to you if that's not here. Action Coach is a 13-step sales process that's highlighted. Step 1, phone a prospect. Step 2. Now, the question you've got to ask yourself, now you phone the prospect, and this is why you've really got to think very carefully about your sales process. You phone the prospect. You set up a meeting, right? You say, yes, I can definitely help you there. I can definitely help you there. I can definitely help you there. You need to research the company, first of all, to identify, can they afford you? Are they in your target market? Because it's no use you chasing somebody who can't afford you. Okay. Because then you're just burning time, and time is expensive. So you need to do research on them. So you got to go check their website, have a look at their Google Street View, see where they are, identify, look at them on Facebook, look at them on LinkedIn. Firstly, identify, are they right for you? Then you're going to pick up your phone and you're going to phone them. Right. Then you're going to book a meeting. Perfect. Now, something has to happen between the time you phone him and book a meeting. And that needs to be an email with something like your company profile, client testimonials, things like that. Remember, you're wanting to build a trust. So that by the time you've had the meeting, remember there's this, what we call 7 touches before they buy. So my question to you, if you're quoting them on a 3rd touch, are you then going to get the same? Okay, very important. So there are multiple touches. So there might be even 2 emails. There might be an IT checklist that you want him to fill in before your meeting. So you might want to send him an email, that day after you've had the phone call. This is a little bit more information about me with client testimonials. Please check out our website. 2 days later, you're going to send him an email with a checklist. Never book a meeting in the same week that you make the phone call. All right, because you need the work. You now want to fast track the process, and that's going to screw up your conversion rate. All right, so then you have the meeting. You come away with a proposal. You send another email after you've had the meeting. Thank you. These are the items that were highlighted. I will be looking through it, and I will send you the proposal. So you've now phoned him, you've sent him 2 emails, you've met with him, you now sent him a thank you email. So now you've had 5 touches. 6th touch, send him the proposal. Now you'll notice I use the word proposal, not quote. Okay. I never use the word quote. So you write it down. I use the word proposal. And I use the word investment. So on the proposal, I'm going to have a whole lot of items that I'm going to price with a total investment of X amount to achieve it. Now, it might be an investment a month, because remember, it's an investment for them in their business. So I use the word investment. I do not use the word quote. 2 very, very important words. All right. Then I email the quote. What happens after you email the quote, Wesley?
I do a follow-up to find out
When the same day, the next day, what is your standard? The next week, or is it just when I remember?
So after I send the quote, I just do a follow-up to find out if they got the quote and if is everything clear. And then they must contact me to discuss any queries they might have with it. That's like the same day. Because in some cases they say that they haven't received the quote or whatever. So I just make sure that the quote did come through and that everything's clear on there. And then maybe the following week I'll find out if they still fine, if they still interested in what's happening, and then like do due diligence on what the issue might be and why I haven't received a response from them as yet.
All right, so one of the things we need to understand is we do not want to give away the sales process. You are in charge, and that is why you're suffering from fears, because I'm going to be honest here, you wing the whole process. You do not have it documented, you do not have it systemized, and therefore you wing it. You never ever say to the client, well, let me know if you want to go ahead.
Okay.
You give the client the ring, but you must stipulate in your process the same day or the next day. You need to determine what it is. So if I send you the quote today, I want to give you some time to have a look at the quote. I want to give you some time to digest the quote. So generally, I would not phone the same day. Okay. I would phone the next day. Hi, John, hope you're well. I sent you the proposal, not the quote. I sent you the proposal. Can you confirm that you did receive it? No, I didn't receive. Do me a favor, when you just check in your junk mail, did you receive it? Then I know. All right, I tell you what, I will resend it to you this afternoon. Do you mind if I give you a ring? I'll resend it to you. Now, do you mind if I give you a ring this afternoon just to check if you've got it? Now, what have I done? I've asked permission to phone you this afternoon. Yes, no, brother phone me tomorrow morning. Okay, perfect. Make a note. I'll phone him tomorrow morning. So remember, get permission. Remember, every step of the sales process, you need to be in control. And every step of the sales process, you are selling him. So even after you've sent him the quote, you're phoning him just to see that he's got it. But most importantly, if he has got it, 9 out of 10 times he hasn't read it.
Yeah.
All right. So you need to now decide when you're having the conversation, have you received the quote? Yes, I have. Oh, that's excellent. Have you had a chance to have a look at it? No, I haven't. I know that's perfect. You got to ask, and this is why you need scripts. When do you think you will be able to have a look at the quote? Now I'll look at it this afternoon. Okay, that's fantastic. Today is Tuesday. Do you mind if I give you a call on Thursday just to see, get a, just to get a feel on how you feel about the quote?
Okay.
All right. Now we can step back a bit. So there could be a fork somewhere in the road. So let's step back. So each step. So now I want to have a meeting. So just remember, after I've quoted the person, I would like to either have a Zoom or an in-person meeting with the guy to get an answer, yes or no. All right. So you need to think about it. So you need to, I just want to see something. Sorry, man. So I want you to have a look. Now I want you to step back, because depending on the size of the client. So now you have the meeting. Now you say to him, look, I'm going to go away. I'm going to prepare that. I'm going to have a look at it and see what solution I can offer. So once again, you go, you prepare the thank you email. These are the items you covered, and I'm preparing the solution. Now you have a choice. You need to think about, depending on the size of the client, you might choose to want to email him the proposal as that we've taken the steps through, or you might choose to take the proposal to him. Very important to understand the differentiation. Hi, Simon. Hope you're well. Listen, I've just completed the proposal. It's looking I'm pretty excited about it. I was wondering, are you perhaps available next week, Tuesday at 2 o'clock for us to sit down and discuss the proposal? Yes, Wesley, I know that's great, but can you email it to me in the meantime? All right, not a problem. I'll email it to you, and then do you mind if I give you a ring tomorrow just to make sure you got it, and then we can set up the following meeting. Remember, always ask permission, always follow the process. Very important. You want to be in control. I do not wait for anybody. I do not say, unless they're really starting to stuff me around, then I just park them. And that's me saying goodbye. Because the minute I say, all right, let me know when you're ready, or let me know when you're ready to go ahead, I've parked it. I've ended that relationship in terms of closing the deal. I've made that decision. I'm going to park it. I'm going to put him into my database, and I'm going to email him once a month with all the other people in my database, interesting topics about IT. Okay. So you need to understand the sales process. You need to document the sales process. So you can see, if you have a look at your existing process, you don't have one. You're completely winging it. Your conversion rate sucks completely. Secondly, you'll notice in the sales process, and let me go to, there's this great thing. There's this great thing, and I want you guys, and you will learn about it. I think it's this presentation. Oh, the presentation still open. No, not that one. We want number 4. So if I have a look at the present, one of the things we often say is a temperature check. And you'll remember we spoke about temperature checking. There it is, and I want to find that slide. We spoke about temperature checking. Very important to temperature check. Where are you? Where are you? So here are, I need to share my screen here too. So here we need to temperature check. We're very important. You need to, during your meeting, you need to check that you understand the client's needs. All right, because you must remember you're offering a solution based on the client's needs. You're not offering a solution based on what you think they need. You need to always ask, how does this fit with you? So in other words, you're going through this process, you're talking to the client, prospect. If you need to position the price, even before you do the quote. And, would always offer 2 options. We spoke about that in your sales process. Always offer 2 options. Don't give them a choice, a yes or no. Give them a choice, A or B. And always assume you got the sale. Very important to understand that. Always assume you've got the sale. So I think it's extremely important. I think we need to do that now. I think you and Trudy must do this as well. I want all of us, Michelle, Wesley, Trudy, I want you by the end of the week to send me, and feel free to share it with the rest of us. You can send it, I would recommend you send it an email as an attachment, maybe something in PowerPoint. And I want you to tell me what is your sales process. Because what worries me is you're saying you've done lots of quotes. So, right, how many quotes are those? Do you know? Is it 6 quotes? Is it 5 quotes? Have I got those quotes in a spreadsheet with comments of where they are in terms of the sales process? So if my internet will hold, let's just see. I want to go into another platform. I want to share. I use a system called Mirror Board, and I'm going to share my screen just so that you folks can see it. Now, this is what it's a manual system, but this is what I use to track. And I'm going to share it with you. Yeah, you can see it's called Mirror, M-I-R-O. It's a free whiteboard. You can see I've got 3 whiteboards here, fine automation projects, fine automation, and I've got Action Coach. So I'm going to go into Action Coach. And in here, I have got my process. So I'm just waiting for it to come up. Might take, because it's an online system, it's free, and it really, really, really is amazing. So I have got a lot of information here in terms of clients, in terms of people, in terms of prospects. But what I want to share with you is down here. Sales process. See, I have a sales process. Okay. So I'm going to make it a bit bigger so we can all see. So lead comes in. I document the lead. So I can click on here and I can see everything about the lead. All right. I've got notes. I've got everything about the lead. Okay. I'll make a phone call. Step 2, make a phone call. These are the people that still need that I have to phone. 3, send through a business background questionnaire. So what is your step 3? You know, then I conduct a Zoom call. Then I have a email follow up. These two are swapped around. Then I have a meeting. I book a meeting. And then I have an in-person meeting. Then I book a strategy session. And then I add a new client. These are clients that have not converted. And there is plenty of them. You can see, look how they go down. They are plenty, but look, guess who's here? Look who's here. Look who's here. Wesley, Michelle, Van Wyk. See ya. I can, Trudy, you know, all the information that is here. So everything, and I can go see what did Wesley, you know, yes, all the information about my discussions with Wesley. We had a coach on the call, we had a meeting, everything is here. Here is my 13-step process. Somewhere in here, you're going to have quote. Then you're going to have what happens after the quote. What happens next? What happens next? What's nice is I can just drag the person. Are you looking, Wesley? You can just drag the person to the next step. And I can drag the person to the next step. Very, very simple. And as I update, so it goes along. So you need to build something like this. You can use Mirror. It's absolutely free. I love it. I think it works well. You can use Excel, but you can see there's probably 500-600 people on this list, and so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes. Everyone, and so it goes. So I'm going to close that. Michelle, your thoughts on what you've heard so far?
I actually like that Mirror board system there, because it gave me like a whole lot of ideas, because I currently I have my whiteboard and I move things on my whiteboard. But now in terms of sales, I can't keep that on my whiteboard. So I keep it in my blue book. Like, but that would be nice, because like if I lose my book or anything, I can just always refer back to
So
that.
as you saw, I've got 3 mirror boards, and I'm just opening it up again. And I want to show you. So we've got the one that tracks sales and we've got one for organizations. So if I just share this again with you. So yeah, we've got one where there's more than one person has access. Now, I mean, this is quite a serious board. You can see it. And you can zoom out and you can zoom in. And yeah, this is for final automation. Yeah, we've got presentations, we've got default diaries, calendars, timeline projects. But most importantly, what I want you to see is you can post information here. So this is all information that when we're designing new projects, and you can see you zoom in, and this is all coding that is provided here for easy access to people. I just want to show you one that I think you would understand a bit better. Oh, here we are down here. So if I have a look down, so I mean, you can see there's a lot of information. Every person can have a corner that works in your office. But like here, we have special codes that we use for MTN, Vodacom. So I can go in here and see there's Vodacom, check balance, check prepaid account, please call me. So you can put all your documents, all your default stuff, so that if anybody needs information, you can put your videos in here. Any of your staff, they can update the client's progress. They can update a project report. We can see here, yeah, we've got passwords. Yeah, we've got pictures of screenshots. Tell us exactly what we're doing. Yeah, we've even got a photo of a stock list. And it is endless. It is endless. Yeah, we've got our links, you know, and icons that we can use. So it is completely, yeah, we can see we have photos. We have a copy of the board. We have the board layout with the pins. We can see what each pin does and what we're using. We have copies of the manuals that have scanned here, just for ease of reference. So the power that this thing has available for you, and currently it's free. There is a paid version, but it's free. You can even tag it to remind you of an action. You can tag it a reminder of someone else's action. So on the action code side, I would generally use it to track leads, workshops, that type of information. On the final automation stuff, we use it a lot more in depth, from technical support, client experience. Our databases are on there as well. So, but it's no good unless you have the sales process. And the sales process is going to take you, whether it's a small company or big company, the sales process is the same. You have to build the trust. You have to build the relationship. And I think, you know, before we jump over into the next session, where we will talk about another one of Wesley's bugbears is team, is people. I think we need to define this properly. So your sales process needs to be defined properly. And then do you all have a database? Raise your hand. Do you have a database where all past prospects go into? All your existing clients are on? Do you have a MailChimp account?
I think in terms of database for both of us, the accounting system that we're using, that I'm using, which I give my clients and Wesley access to, has like all the current and past clients that we've done work for on there with the information. So that's the closest to a database.
Are you able to send every single one of those a email that says, you know, tax season is open and this is what you need to be aware of?
Because I do have their email address and contact numbers and everything on there.
But what I'm saying is, can you create one email and say press send and it sends to everybody?
Oh, no, on email, no.
No. So
don't
both
think
of
so.
you, I think so that's the next step is I think both of you need to set up, and it's going to take some time, but I think by the time we meet next, or just say by the end of next week, I want both of you to send, everyone, including to send me, let me know your database. So firstly, enroll on MailChimp. Enroll in
By
MailChimp.
sending, by
No, so
sending
what I want,
database,
what I
do you
want
mean
you
now?
to, what,
Okay.
so what I want you to do is I want you to go on to, do you know what MailChimp is? Let's back up
Please
there
do.
first. You do. Okay. So MailChimp is a bulk emailing system. It allows you, I think, as a free account to email up to 1,000 people for free. Okay. Now, so you need a MailChimp account for Michelle, and you need a MailChimp account for Wesley. So that would be the first step. That's your homework. Set up a MailChimp account. Next step is to add all existing and past clients to your MailChimp account. And then the third item is to add all the leads you've had over that are your ideal client over the last 2 years that never convert. Or let's make it just let's just make it 1 year because it's going to be too far. And send me yourself. So I want to know, as soon as you created a MailChimp account, just post on a group. We've created a MailChimp account, added all the existing clients. We've added all the past and last clients. Then we will deal with the next step. Okay, and the next step is to stay in contact, keep engaged with those prospects, because just because they weren't ready to buy from you last week or last year doesn't mean they're not ready now. And the reality is, if you're not showing up every now and then, your chances of getting them are very slim.
Peter, can I just, so remember I told you of the leads that that I have, secure text. And then so we called them, but what we did was I said to Dion that we'll call like 5, then we come back and then we discuss. And then we call again and then we come back and discuss. So after say about 13 calls, then I said to him, okay, no, we're going to stop because every time when we phone and then we change up a few things like in our approach or what we're saying, like, our script. So what I found like with those 13 calls was like, they do have accountants and they're not really giving us that because it's a matter of trust. This is now, they haven't heard of us or anything. So, yesterday before he left, and I said, okay, today we're going to try our approach a bit differently, which he is now, which he's going to do today. And I said, we'll do it with about 5 of them and see how that's going to work. So the approach that we're now doing today is that he's going to call and he's going to say who he is and where he's calling from, but just a little bit of the pitch, like a little bit about us in there, what we are, what we do, and when if they would like to provide us, not like I have the whole wording there, but like in that whole speech, we're asking for their email address so that we can send them information about us. And then
So that's what you're selling in that first call, the right to email them stuff.
that's what the approach that we are doing now.
What was your
Because, like,
approach before?
the approach before was more like, can we have a sit down and just tell you all about us?
All right, so we're
That's how
we're
we
trying
started.
to date too fast.
Yeah, that's how we started. And then we found that, like, with the second set of okay, sorry, let me rewind. So the first call was like asking questions and trying to get a sit down with them. But then just getting through the questions was already difficult to even get to the sit down. So then I said, okay, let's just swap the two around. Instead of asking questions first, let's see if they will at least like just give you time of that, like, and
So I want to just stop you there for a moment. So firstly, we need to differentiate the difference between a prospect and a lead.
I remember we're doing cold calling.
Yeah, so that's a prospect. So a lead is somebody that says, yes, please send me information.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now we're doing cold calling.
A prospect is, yes, the cold calling is people that do not know you.
Yes.
All right. So if you have a look at, firstly, you need your sales process. So you need a document. Then we've got to look at the content of that email. So the question you've got to ask yourself is how do we, and you must remember it's cold calling. So your conversion rate is, to be very honest, 1 to 10. For every 10 people you phone, one person will give you the email. How many of those 13 people gave you the email address?
Of the first 13, 3. Yeah, 3.
3. So that's not bad. So that's very good. All right. So 3 of those people put up their hand and said, and are now a lead.
Yeah.
Okay. So those people now need to go into the sales process. They're now a lead. Your next step is you're going to email them information. What happens after that? All right. So if we want, and so 3 out of 13, not bad, because normally 1 out of 10. So the script is not bad. The question we've got to ask is, how can we improve the script to say something like, good day, I'm so-and-so from Secure Tax, and we're just talking to businesses at the moment to see what are some of their, financial and tax challenges. So that is maybe something you've got to see. That's maybe something I would, in your case, maybe do after the email. So you're phoning the guys, you're changing the script, you're selling the right to get the email address and send them some information about you. All right. Once you've sent them the information, the next step is to have a conversation about some of their challenges. So the question is, what does that script got to look like? Hi, John. Thank you for chat. Thank you for the chat the other day, and we sent you some information, and your information should not be about wow, we're so great, but what problem we solve. Okay. And you also want client testimonials, so maybe that's something else you need to focus on, is ask clients for client testimonials. And your next call is, thank you, I've sent you some information. Do you have a moment just to chat to me about some of the financial challenges you have. And once again, like I said to Wesley, you need your 6 questions.
Yeah.
And
So can I just tell you like
Mm.
where we found ourselves? So the 3 emails, we 3 email addresses, so we send them the information. And then we gave it like a day and a half. And then Dion just did a follow-up asking, did you receive the email that we sent to you, and did you have time to go through it? One of them said they received it, but they haven't gone through it yet. And the other 2 was like, no, they didn't receive it. So he said, okay, I'm going to resend it. And then we left it because, and that was on Monday, yesterday. So I said tomorrow on Wednesday, we'll just do a follow-up on all 3 of them again. Like, did the 2, did they receive it, and did they like go through it? And the 1, did they go through it? So we like I don't know, I don't want to be like a nag, but I don't want to go missing, if I'm making sense to you.
yeah, no, I understand. So the reality is sometimes your email's going to junk mail. So you need to ask, well, what do you want to do me a favor? Just have a look in your junk mail, see if maybe it's there. Also, you can mark it as high important.
No, but I know they received the 2 that said they didn't receive it. We actually got the notification that it was delivered and read, because I like to put that on. But we're not gonna argue with them, so we just resent it.
So you must remember, some people are going to disqualify themselves. So you must remember there's a conversion rate. So let me share another. We're having fun today, man. On the fly. Yes, I tell you, we're just on the fly. So let me share another sheet with you.
I'm just gonna mute because Bella's a bit noisy.
I can't hear Bella.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see. I'll pull up an old one. So you need to be clear on what customers you want. So I've got my sales process as well in a tracking system. I'm going to share this with you. It's just don't know. This stuff is absolutely gold. Absolutely gold that I'm sharing here with you today. And these are all not only action codes, but my secrets. So I track everything. So lead generation strategy. You can see I have 13 lead generation strategies. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Good. So a lead equals a person that has shown interest in coaching. So just because I phoned 10 people, cold calling, if I did cold calling and I phoned 10 people, but 3 said yes, send me their details, I put 3 there. Okay, I would then put 3. Say week 2, I would put 3 there, and my numbers changed. At the moment is 0. LinkedIn messages 1, direct emails that I've sent. 1 person showed interest. I've got 2 that have come back now. Referrals from existing client 1. Let's say YouTube, website. Give us Facebook, seminars, leads from ActionCLUB. So these are all the leads. Okay. Then here are the 4 critical stages of my conversion strategy. That is coach on deck, which is a Zoom call. Diag is face-to-face meeting, seminars, and maybe follow-up diags. So if we have a look here very carefully, lead to sale, I'm going to highlight it here. Can you all see this?
Yeah.
It says lead to sale. I'll make it orange for you now. Lead to sale 9%. Okay. All right. Lead to coach on deck is 22%. Let's just check if I am right, because this is the old one, Q divided by 09. 22%. Okay. DIAC, which is 09, is actually the other way around. But so my conversion strategy from DIAC to sale is currently sitting at 50%. Here are my programs: ActionCLUB, Mentor Club, one-to-one coaching, and there's some more that I've got to add in here. I've got to update it. So what we must remember that, yeah, we had 23 leads. I had 5 coach on decks, which means my conversion rate was 23. Out of those 5 coach on decks, I had 83. I had 4. 5 coach on decks. I had 4 face-to-face meetings booked, which means my coach on deck to DIAC conversion rate was 48%. And then from DIAC to new client, you can see here, went from 4 to 2 was 50%. But when we look at lead to sale, 9%. Now, this is actually very good. It normally runs at about 4%. So you've got to get clear on how many new customers you want, and you've got to work this back. So you've got to look at your strategies. How many strategies? So the ones I use: email, cold calling, LinkedIn, direct mail, Facebook, no. Networking, I'm starting to do that now. Referrals, yes. Cold calling at the moment, I can take out because I don't do cold calling. Networking, I'm starting to do, so I can highlight that. Someone, where are you? That side. I'm highlighting that. Referrals, strategic alliance, I don't do. YouTube, I don't do. Website, I do. Facebook, Instagram, I do. Seminars, I do. And leads from ActionCLUB. So there is 9 lead generating strategies, of which I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really 7, maybe 8 at the moment. But most of the leads that come from ActionCLUB are not my ideal client. So this is how you've got to record it so you can understand. So if we have a look, you generated from cold calling, you've generated 3 leads. So what is the next step? You selling. So you would have given you the right. So the next step is to, out of those 3, book a conversation. And that's a telephone discussion or a Zoom discussion, is to book a discussion. Once you've had that discussion, you're going to book an in-person meeting. Once you've done that in-person meeting, you're going to put together a proposal, and they're going to become a client. So you can actually see it's almost like a funnel. So you can see quite clearly it's a funnel that you're coming down. And the problem is, if your funnel is too small, you're going to go into stress and anxiety of what comes out. And at each step of the process, it needs to be documented. So the fact that out of the 13, you got 3 people that said, yes, please bring us it. And from those 3, you've got 1 person that said, yes, he did get it. Now, the reality is you might get 0 people go into a Zoom call or telephone call with you. So one of the things you've got to be very clear is, Derek, is he now going to try and book a 30, I love to use a 15-minute Zoom call or a 15-minute telephone call, because there's not a lot of time in their minds, even though they tend to take 20, 30 minutes. After 15 minutes, you're going to know whether you're wasting your time or not. But if you find that this is pretty much interested, he's going to spend an extra 10 minutes with you. And when he spends those extra 10 minutes with you, that is when you book your in-person meeting.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now the reality is, if let's be generous and say you phone 10 people, you get 3 give you an email. Out of those 3, you get 1 person says, let's have a Zoom. 1 person says, all right, I'm prepared to have a Zoom call. So at a 50% from Zoom to client conversion rate, you don't have a client. So you need to create a spreadsheet very similar to this one. And I think I will just share it again. And if you want, I can actually, if you guys want, I can actually send you this template for you to actually put together. Is to say, what are your strategies? What is your conversion strategies? Because remember, coach on deck is another step. So this could be those conversion steps. And that's what I put this down. These are conversion steps, but it's not necessarily going to follow these steps. But the Zoom meeting, which is this one, the Zoom meeting and the in-person meeting that I have. Now, maybe you might need to change it up a bit where you have telephone call, Zoom meeting, coach on, in-person meeting, proposal, and then your products here. Product packages, and you must remember, not necessarily prices, just product packaging. So yours would be ad hoc, might be ad hoc text, might be ad hoc financials, maybe monthly clients. So there, if we look at yours, Michelle might have 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wesley might be the same, very similar. Ad hoc, PC sale, ad hoc, networks, ad hoc monthly clients, whatever it is, you can decide. And then what are the strategies that you're going to follow? So, emails are very important. So at the moment, besides at least you're doing the cold calling. Now, one thing we must also understand is that cold calling is the fastest strategy from lead to sale. So those other 2 that sort of now start ghosting you, and I use that word because they do start ghosting, and that's fine.
Yeah,
Put them into MailChimp. Give them the opportunity to unsubscribe because they gave you their email. Give them the opportunity to unsubscribe, but at least we then will start to send valuable information to all these people.
Cool.
So lead tracker. All right, so I'm just making a note here. I will email you 13-step process.
I think with this also maybe like if I create another email account, because you have your info, your like which do you think I can just call it sales and marketing at SecureTex?
Well, how would you feel if you get an email that says marketing?
I don't know.
So what do
in
you
some
do
cases
with
I open
your?
it, some cases I
Yeah,
don't.
so I mean,
My info is so flooded.
no, and I mean, so firstly, it shouldn't be info. It should be Michelle.
So it must be a person's name.
I would make it Michelle, and it could be, you could have a separate email just for that. That is, just Michelle or Michelle van Wyk or.
Okay, so then I have like
You
2
see
emails,
mine, so
one
you
which
would
is
have
just
2
for that.
emails, one for that or support but you see info, I don't like info. Info is generally an email address that's used for inbound leads. So you must also be very careful about what the subject line is that you are sending and what email address you are sending. So So I personally, unless I'm a marketing company, I would use a marketing ad as for inbound leads. For yours, for inbound leads on your website, I wouldn't use info. I'd probably use something like finance for one, tax for another, tax at secure. To remember, we need to be people.
Okay.
I buy from Michelle. I buy from Wesley. I buy from Trudy. I buy from Lasita. Those are the faces. So I need to build a relationship with those people. So even if you then say have an account that says, you know, let's say finance at secure tax, or IT at secure tax, or IT at Wesley's company. When the subject comes up, I will still say Peter DeLonge. You know, you can hover over the name. I want them to see my name. I want to have my picture in the email. I want them to see me.
Okay.
Because they need to know, like, and trust me, not Derek, not your salespeople. When a shit hits a fan, I want to know who Michelle is.
Okay.
So you need to think about it. I mean, to create emails and just not a Gmail account or something like that.
No.
You know. So I will send you the 12-week sales pros, the 13-step action coach, 13 steps sales process. I will send you my lead tracker form. What else do you want from me? I think that was it. Okay, your homework is to put together your sales process, set up your MailChimp account, add your existing and past clients to the MailChimp account. Only then add your sort of leads, people that have put up their hand and said they wanted to talk to you, but never converted into a MailChimp account. Get at least 2 client testimonials and start and then update the lead tracker to suit yourself. And then you're welcome to share that with me at any time, so that I can just guide you to say if it's correct or not correct. Any questions? Anything else you want to discuss?
I just wanted your opinion on. You know, the clients that you churn. Is it a good idea to go back to them and try and find out why they left you? Because I always have this idea in my mind to get like a conversation, or one of my staff members to go and find out what did MDW do wrong, so that prompted you to leave and go to another service provider. Because I feel that maybe in that feedback, I could get ideas as to how to keep future clients, to how to keep existing clients on a mistake that I made with that one that left me. So, I mean, we churn customers all the time, but it would be good to know why they left us, and what would be the best approach if there is something, you think it would be a
So,
good thing to do.
yes. I mean, the one thing is we need to get a client, we need to keep a client. And even with keeping a client, there's got to be a process within keeping a client. Because it's a lot easier to keep a client than to get a new client. So if you say your churn is high, what is your churn? You know, are you churning? Do they stay with you for 12 months, 6 months? What's your average turnaround?
I don't really lose customers. in the past year, there's maybe like, um, I mean, from 2022 to date, I probably lost about 3 retainer clients. So it's not that hectic, but I still want to like get an idea as to, what prompted them to leave, or,
So how many have
what-
left you this year?
so far none.
All right, so let's not worry about that because it's too late to go back to the 3.
Yeah.
The reality is when a client sends you an email that says, look, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Firstly, you've done something wrong.
Mm.
Okay. And it comes back to that, why do clients leave you? Is 68% of clients leave you because they think you don't care. You're not providing them the quality of the service. So you've only lost 3 long time ago, so I wouldn't even worry about those 3. However, what I would recommend in terms of keeping clients is it might be time for you to send a feedback form, just like the one that you filled in at the Sales Mastery, and like the one that you guys are going to fill in at the end of this month. I'm going to send you a feedback form that also you need to fill in because I want to know, are you happy? And I think, and also have that discussion with the client is to say, look, one of the things we're doing is continuously improvement. Most people will not fill in a feedback form if it's sent to them. But if you have a discussion with them and say, look, I'm going to send you a feedback form, it's very important that you understand and that we understand where you are and that how can we continuously improve our services too. So please, this is not for you to be critical, but this is for you to help us, tell us what we're doing right and what we can improve on. So that's a strategy that you should look at doing within the next couple of months. So I would recommend you look at that in probably in maybe next month.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend. Look at it next month because at the moment you've got a lot on your plate that you've got to now be done. So what we can do was once we then look at our next session, by next session we can look at client retention because that is strategies as well. All right, another thing, guys, it's that also that time, we've, testimonials are great. Like I said, one of the strategies that you've seen is asking for referrals. I know, Wesley, you asked for referral Wednesday. I noticed you said you would send. So I want you guys to think about this program and think about the value that you've already received out of this program. And I want you to think about maybe your biggest client or your biggest supplier, depending, that's a business owner, to think how would they impact your business if they had to attend this. So what I'm saying is if your supplier got better, how would that positively impact your business? If your client got better, got bigger, grew his business, how would that impact your business? And I want each of you to give me 2 names, 2 referrals. I want their name, telephone number, email address, and company. They must have a website. That's my only question, only thing I do say they must have a website. All right, so in order to attend this, if they don't have a website, I'm always concerned about, they're probably battling to put food on the table, let alone come into a program like this and possibly even pay for it. Michelle, is that okay with you? Will you do that for me?
Yes, I will.
When do
I
you think I
will.
can get it? Do you think I can get it by the end of the week?
I can, yeah. The only thing, can I ask the client if it's okay if I give
Yeah, of
their
course. Ask them. Tell him,
okay.
tell him about what you're doing. Tell him how fantastic it is.
Yeah, then definitely because this weekend, next week, I'm chatting with them a lot for the 2025 preparations. So I'll just put it in our conversation
Oh,
and
just
ask.
tell them you're doing this program. It's called Action Club. It's a 12-month business education program, and you're about 5 months in, and I really think you would benefit from finding out more about it. Do you mind if I give your details over to Peter and talk about Peter as if he's your friend? And ask Peter to invite you to come and attend one of these sessions for free.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll give you two names by the end of the week.
Thank you. Wesley, can I
Or
get your...
can I rather commit for Monday morning
All
because I
right, for
still,
Monday.
yeah, by Monday, yeah.
That's fine. That's Wesley.
Definitely.
When can I get
Same
those
like
two?
Misha. Probably by the end of the week, Monday the latest.
Monday. Okay, Monday. Well, and Trudy, this for you as well. So Trudy is a lot there, so definitely watch this. Did you find this valuable? What is your top takeaway from today? Michelle, top takeaway, please.
When Wesley spoke of in the beginning when he started with that fear,
Mm.
and like as you were speaking about it, and especially when you broke it down, that false expectation or emotion, like it I like circled it because like I know I also have that. And for some reason, like even though I have that fear, I know Wesley also has that fear. But when I come to him and I'm like, okay, Wesley, like all this is happening in my head, then he always has the right words to, and then I actually walk confident into that meeting. So maybe he must record himself because he calms me before a meeting. Yeah, so like that is it's really a false expectation or emotion that we have. And when you were saying that, and then I was thinking of like how Wesley will motivate me, we really in our heads and we just need to get out of our own heads. So like that was my big take from today's session.
Excellent, excellent.
And also for the info on that board, because I like it. My head, I have lots of ideas of what I can or how I'm going to work with it. So yeah, thank you for that also.
Pleasure, pleasure. Wesley, your biggest takeaway.
Oh no, he's coming here to me. His battery died. Just a second. Here you go. Come on, let me move out.
Sorry, Peter. Yeah, it's basically the same for me. I think that was encouraging how you broke it down, and we sometimes fear that which does us nothing. And I think when you put it in perspective the way you did, then just opened my eyes in that we're just stupid sometimes in how we approach certain things. And I think these sessions helps in that sense. And yeah, we appreciate it, and yeah, it's definitely helping us a lot.
So one of the things I want to, Michelle is still listening. Hey, yes.
Yeah.
There's Michelle. So one of the things I want to,
It looks weird.
so one of the things I want to always stress is false emotion. Always say to yourself, this is a false emotion. And if it's really a problem, write it down and say, what is the worst thing that can happen? If you think about that fear, like Michelle said, you go into that meeting. Has that meeting ever been as bad as what you thought it was going to be?
Never.
Because it's false.
Yeah.
Because it's false. So well done. Well done. Let's make that impact. Let's get those leads filled up. Let's get those sales scripts done, the process done. so that we can push that pipeline so we can combat the fear.
Definitely.
All right, guys, well done. Michelle, yes?
Yes, Peter, can I also ask for a copy of this recording because there's like, I didn't make all my notes and I feel there's stuff that I needed to write down, which was very informative.
Yes, not a
Please.
problem. I'll post it on my YouTube channel, and then I'll share the link on WhatsApp for everyone. Then
Cool,
you
thank
can
you.
have it there. You can then watch it on your phone or your computer, whatever, whenever you feel. So I'll
Yeah.
definitely share it with everyone. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Well done. Well done. Powerful session. Really powerful. Thank you very
Yes, it
much.
was.
And yeah, if you need me, you know where I am.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay.
Keep well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.